Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Natasha. I am Planted in Platinum. You can find me over on TikTok and Instagram for more planty content. In today's video, we're going to be looking at 15 new Hoyas that I have added to my collection through trade. I'm really excited to show them to you guys. I haven't looked at the flowers yet, so I'm gonna pop a photo of the flowers up for you guys to see as well. So if this is something that you are into seeing, grab yourself a coffee, get cozy, and let's get right into it. So these Hoyas came from my friend Simran, which I will put her Instagram here for you guys to see and in the description box. When she reached out to ask if I wanted to do a Hoya trade, I was so excited. She has some of the most beautiful Hoyas, and to add some of her Hoyas into my collection, I just felt really privileged. She has got some beauties, as you will see when I show them to you. They all came in this little box and in little tiny cups, and she had 15 Hoyas in this tiny box, and they were so beautifully packaged. She had them wrapped up in colorful paper, which was really beautiful to open up, and she gave me some trellises and some little Hoya clips, which was super sweet of her. So Simran, if you're watching, thank you so much. I'm so excited to grow your beautiful babies. Hoya number 1. I moved them all into bigger cups because I know my watering habits, and I domed them. Some were rooted, some were not, which we did talk about before we shipped. A lot of them were fresh cuts, which I'm totally fine with rooting Hoyas. I think Hoyas are one of the easier plants to root, in my opinion. This is one that I had never heard of, and I think it is so incredibly cute. She tagged everything for me so beautifully. This is SP Papua IM08. And it's a small leafed Hoya, similar to the Serpens, but it doesn't have that round leaf shape. It's more of like a teardrop, and it's so cute. And I think that the leaves are a bit thinner than a Serpens as well. This one came with an extremely long vine, so I'm wondering if it will grow some more leaves on the vine. I'm not too sure. We'll just have to wait and see. But it is so cute. Do you guys have this Hoya? If you do, let me know in the comments how it's growing for you. I would love to hear your experience with it. Hoya number 1, SP Papua IM08, and I'll put the picture here for you guys to see of the flowers. I'm so excited to watch this back because I haven't looked up the flowers yet. All right. Hoya number 2, this was one that was on my wish list, so I'm really excited to grow it. This is Hoya paradisi. How do you say that? Paradisia? Hoya paradisia pink. So I'm assuming that the flowers are pink on this one, which I love pink flowers. I think they're so cute. But look at this Hoya. Like, how freaking pretty is that? Oh my goodness. It reminds me of Hoya bermanica, which I think is also really pretty as well. And this one has kind of a textured leaf. You can see the veins in it, which I think is really interesting. But yeah, so I hope that this one grows nicely for me. I think it will. I'm sure it will. It has a bit of a thinner leaf than I would have expected. Like, not super thin, but definitely thinner. And I love that like long dagger shaped leaf. I think it's so pretty. Like, that is just adorable. The backs of the leaves have a really pretty vein that goes up them. It's hard to see because I have them in this cup, but yeah, you can see right there. Like, that's so pretty. So we'll see how this one grows for me. This is one that I'm really excited to grow because I've had this on my wish list. So wish me luck, friends. Wish me luck. Hoya paradisia pink. This next one is also another one that was on my wish list. So I have really been into the lacunosa varieties lately. I think that they're so cute. I only have a couple in my collection, but this one is Hoya lacunosa Queen Midori. And it really reminds me of the Hushkaliana variegata, as you can see. Isn't that beautiful? The leaves are like artwork. That is so incredibly cute. I'm really excited to grow this one out as well. I don't seem to struggle with the Lacunosa varieties, so I'm grateful for that. And I'm wondering if this one should go in my sun stress tent. I'm not too sure. Do you guys have this one? Does it sun stress? Let me know in the comments, because I'm always looking for new Hoyas to sun stress. Like if this sun stressed pink, like the Hushkaliana, that'd be so cool. But I love it just as it is as well. Like those leaves are so, so pretty. I love that it has that like minty lighter green as well. Like the little splashes of it, like that is so pretty. And of course I'll put the flower up here for you guys to see, which I'm also excited to look at. I wonder if all the Lacunosa flowers are like pretty similar. I would imagine so, because the Carnosa ones usually are. But I thought that one was super sweet, and this one is a fresh cut. So hopefully she roots up nicely for me in this little cup method. Some of them were too wide to put into a double cup method, so I have them in a tote with a lid so that they can root up nicely with the extra humidity available. This next one is Hoya McGillivrayi, Taiwan. McGillivrayi. Hoya names are interesting, I tell you. I do not know them all off by heart, but I've definitely heard of this one, and I think that it is so pretty. I think the flowers on this one are really cool, if I remember correctly. I don't remember off the top of my head, but something is telling me that the flowers on this one are super sweet. But look at that cute little new leaf. Like how adorable is that? And these leaves are actually pretty thin. So this one's probably a bit thirstier of a Hoya, but that new little leaf is just adorable. I'm really excited to grow this one. Oh, it looks like it had another leaf, but it fell off, which is totally to be expected with shipping fresh cuts. As you can see, oh, I dropped it. As you can see here, this was a new leaf that had fallen off, which is terrible, but it's not the end of the world. You always have to expect new leaves, especially with fresh cuts, to usually drop. So I'm surprised this one stayed on. So hopefully it does fully form, but we shall see. Hoya McGillivrayi, Taiwan. This next one is another wish list plant of mine, which I'm so excited to have. I have been looking for this plant for a little while now, actually. So when I found out that she had it, I was so excited. This is Hoya Lacunosa Leopard Skin. So this one is a very splashy Hoya, and this is such a generous cutting. Like, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Wow. Yes, I've wanted to add this Hoya to my collection for some time now, so I'm really, really grateful to finally have this one in my house. This is such a pretty variety because the splashing covers most of the leaf. As you can see, like there's just those little green flecks on them. So the silver really does take over the leaf, which I think is so pretty. This one I think might have had some roots. I'm pretty sure this one had some roots, but I'm not taking it out to look. I don't remember which ones had roots and which ones didn't. But look how pretty that is. I think this one is such an elegant looking Hoya, and I'm really excited to grow this one out. I'll add a photo of the flowers here for you guys to see. And this next one, I've always wanted to own a type of this plant. This is Hoya Archboldiana White. I'm pretty sure these ones have cool flowers too, but I don't remember for sure. But look at that pretty leaf. Isn't that adorable? It's a thinner leaf as well, and this one also has some new leaves growing on the vine, and I don't remember if this one was rooted either, but oh, we shall see. So I'm guessing that the flower is white since it is an Archboldiana white. Usually if you see a color in the name, that's referring to the flower, the color of the flower. So this one I think is going to be beautiful, and I'm really excited to grow this one out. I think this one was an extra she sent me, because I already have this one in my collection, but that is okay. I'm going to add this one to the pot. This is another Lacunosa variety, Hoya Lacunosa Amarillo. So this one has the yellow variegation. I'll add a photo of my plant over here for you guys to see. I don't see any of the yellow on this one, but when they harden off, they turn green. So a lot of times if a plant loses its variegation, you just have to chop it up and the new growth will usually come in quite variegated. But look at those abs on that plant. That is what I like. I think that is so cool. That is so sweet. I love that. I love this plant just for those abs. I think that's so cool. There's always been that debate about Hoya croniana and Hoya lacunosa, and I really think that croniana is the more like pointy, long and pointy with the abs. That's just my guess, but I don't know. It's really anyone's guess, I guess, at this point until they figure it out scientifically. But I'm really excited to add this one to my pot and make a bigger pot. I think that this is going to be so beautiful. And this next one is another one that has been on my wish list for a long time. This is Hoya Rangsan. How pretty is that? I've always wanted this plant, and for some reason I've never had it. This one isn't extremely hard to find, but I've just never really come across it. So I am so grateful that I finally have one in my collection. I love those splashy Hoyas, and the long slender leaves I think are so pretty. This one obviously was too big to put a dome over, but I think it'll root up nicely in the humidity box that it's in. I'm excited to grow this one out and see how splashy the leaves get. It kind of reminds me of my Hoya Michelle, like the way the splash presents itself on the foliage. So I'm going to add a picture of the blooms here for you guys to see. I'm excited to look at them myself. I've never looked up the blooms of Hoya Rangsan, but like, oh my goodness. I think this is such a cool Hoya, and it's got like the thicker, more succulent leaves, which means that it can probably hold on to more water than your typical thinner leafed Hoya. So, we shall see how she grows out. I was considering chopping this leaf because it has a node right here where the leaf meets the stem, and then having two cuttings, but I just left it all together. So hopefully it roots out nicely for me. I'm really excited to add this one into my collection, Hoya Rangsan. This next one is really hard to say, and I'm probably going to butcher the name, but it's so cute. Okay, say it with me now, friends. Hoya Piastolepis? Piastolepis? I am not even sure. It kind of, in its own little way, reminds me of Hoya elliptica. It's super cute. Look at that. I feel like this one might be one that you send stress. I think I'm going to look that up because it looks like it would be a great candidate. Do you guys have this one? I've never even heard of this Hoya before my trade with Simran. I had no idea that this existed. There are so many Hoyas, and this one too came with a vine. Wow. So this one has a smaller leaf, but I'm wondering if the leaves get bigger as it grows or if they stay the same size. Do you guys know? If so, drop it in the comments. But I'm going to add a photo of the bloom here for you guys to see. Yeah. So I don't know much about this Hoya, so I don't have much to say about it. It is very, very thin leafed. Oh my goodness. Thin, almost like Coriaceae. That's crazy. It looks like it would be more thick, but it is extremely thin, like paper. So this is another one that was on my wish list. I cannot believe I own this plant. So this is Hoya Hypolasia small leaf. How cool. I have wanted a Hypolasia for so long. And she messaged me and she said she had no idea that hers was the small leaf variety because hers did not get bigger. And she did some research and yeah, there's a small leaf variety, which is crazy. These leaves are so incredibly fuzzy. I love it. I wish I could show you the fuzziness. You can't see. Even the vine is fuzzy, which is really cool. But it's got two little baby leaves coming in there, as you can see. And look how cute. Oh my goodness. I love leaves that you can feel that have that texture or the fuzz. I think that they are just something else. So this is another one that I've never grown. So if you guys have Hoya hypolasia, any variety, please let me know in the comments. What are your tips and tricks for growing this cute little baby? I am scared. I hope that this one roots up nicely. I could definitely chop this one too, but I don't want to. I want to see if I can just let it root up. So if it doesn't start rooting for me, then I will chop it just to have an insurance cutting, but I want these little leaves to form. I don't know if they're going to. If you can see, they kind of have yellow stems, like right where it meets the vine. So I don't know if those are going to fall off or not, but I hope they don't. They're so cute and so extremely fuzzy. You're not going to be able to see the fuzz. Oh, you kind of can on the leaf there. It's just like a very fine fuzz. Not as fuzzy as like the Thomsonii, but definitely fuzzy. Okay, this next Hoya is Hoya SP Saba GPS 7950. And this one has such a thick leaf. I'll show you guys. It feels kind of like cold animal skin, like if I were to touch like an elephant or something. It's really interesting. Or like a crocodile. Who would want to touch a crocodile? I don't know. But anyways, I think this one can sun stress. As you can see, that leaf, it kind of looks a bit sun stressed, which is so cool. I love the long slender leaf. I think that is so neat. It's like a spear. This one I'm very excited about. I think that this one's gonna grow into such a beautiful plant. It's kind of like reptilian looking almost, like it's got those veins. It's hard to see on camera, but it's got some interesting venation on the plant. You can kind of see it there. Yeah, I don't know. I just love the feel of this one. It's like a cold leather almost. But this one is really cool. So I'm excited to grow this one out. I'll show you guys the blooms here. And yeah, Hoya SP Saba GPS 7950. Let me know if you have it. How is it doing for you? Okay, this one is one she told me to keep in my cabinet, so that is why I have it domed. So this is Hoya wallichii SSP subspecies tenebrosa SLM02. That one has quite the name on it. This one is really interesting. It kind of almost reminds me of Hoya griffithii. I love the color of that green and how textured it is, and it's kind of got like a very, very minimal fuzz that's barely noticeable. And the backs of the leaves. This one is thinner as well, as you can see. It's kind of like, it's not really papery thin, but it's definitely thin. Hard to explain. But I'm excited to see the blooms on this one, which I'll stick up for you guys to see. And I love the color of it, and I'm excited to grow this. A little bit nervous though because of how thin the leaves are. So I'll just keep it in a cabinet, probably just my cabinet down in my plant room, and see how it does. Hoya wallichii tenebrosa SLM02. And I think this is another one that she had gifted me. I don't think I picked this one. I've never had it, but I actually adore it. I never knew I needed it until she sent it to me. So this is Hoya numelarioides. Hoya numelarioides. That is hard to say. But this one also is like Got like this micro fuzz on it. It kind of almost reminds me of like a Bertonier. Yeah, I don't know. Like it feels fuzzy. I think the older leaves feel more fuzzy than the new leaf. Maybe the fuzz develops as the leaf hardens off, but it's literally like almost like suede, like just such a fine, fine fuzz. But it's so cute. So we love ourselves a nice little small leafed Hoya to add to the jungle. Yeah, I wish I could explain the texture to you. It's like a leathery leaf with just like this tiny coating of fuzz on it. And the leaves are wavy. Like, do you see that? It's so cute. I think that is adorable. And this is another one that I don't know much about. So if you guys have tips for me for any of these plants, please leave it in the comments. I bet the flowers on this one are adorable. Numelarioides. Numelarioides. And this is another one that I don't think I had on the list. I've had this one in my collection before. And I think it's so beautiful. So this is Hoya carnosa intervariegated, which I think is also Hoya Crimson Queen or Hoya Crimson Princess. And I love it. It's so pretty. And this one, the new leaves come in pink and then they fade off to this like creamy color, if I remember correctly. And the back of the leaf is variegated. Like it's so pretty. I think that these little tiny variegated Hoyas are so cool. These ones, the leaves can get a little bit bigger on these. It's not like a tiny leafed Hoya by any means, but the leaves on this one are pretty small and cute and precious. So yeah, but this is another one that I am really excited to grow again. If I remember, this one grows a bit slower. I think it's probably because of the variegation. I literally have not had this Hoya in my collection since I started collecting Hoyas. I think this was one of the first Hoyas I collected, and then I decided to keep my Crimson Queen instead of this one, and then I regretted it. Like, look at how pink that stem is. So pretty. So I am very excited to grow this one out. I think I might put her beside my Crimson Queen. I just love colorful plants. I think they're so pretty. And I think this is the last one. Let me check here. Yes. Okay, so this is number 15. Which this one is another one that has a little bit of fuzz on it. This is Hoya Lei No ID. So I've never even heard of Lei No ID. I know that there is Lei and Lei variegated, but I have never heard of this one. Oh, the back of the leaf. The back of the leaf is fuzzy, kind of like the globulosa, like super fuzzy. Oh my goodness, that is cool. I wonder if this is like a species or a hybrid, because the back of the leaf literally feels like globulosa, which is cool. But like, look at that. How cool is that? I think this one is going to be another funky one. And I wonder if this one sun stresses. So let me know if you guys have it, but look how pretty that is. I like that the veins are dark. I think that's so cool. And then I wonder if I can show you the fuzz on the back. I don't think so. It's not going to pick up on the camera. But yeah, I love a Hoya that I can sit there and pet. That's always a good time. So I'm excited to grow this one, and I'm going to give you guys updates on these Hoyas. Maybe we'll do like a 6-month update or something, see how they're growing. I'll probably have potted them up by then. They will have rooted up nicely. And I'm expecting some more Hoyas this week from my friend Sierra, so I'll show you guys those when I get them in as well. And one of my besties is coming up for Thanksgiving weekend, which is this weekend. So we might do a video together. I have a lot of plant chores to catch up on because the summer was just a lot for me. So I kind of put my plants on the back burner, which is okay to do. So I have about, I'd say over 100 repots that I need to do. Please don't judge me. So I've been working on those slowly. So I think she's going to come help me knock some of those off the list. So maybe we'll be able to put a video out. That'd be so much fun. I'm really excited to see her. And I'm also really excited to grow these babies out and to get my new Hoyas in from Sierra. Yes. It has been a year of the Hoyas, man. I have collected so many new Hoyas this year. I've done so many Hoya trades, and I am absolutely smitten with all my new Hoyas. I love them so much. So, yeah, I'm going to have to do an updated Hoya tour next year. I'm really excited to do that and show you guys all my new Hoyas, how they're doing, and just all of my Hoyas in general. But I do want to do a 6-month update on these guys. So I'll mark that on my calendar and we'll definitely go through them and see how they're doing. If that is a video that you would be interested in watching, please let me know. All right, you guys, that is it for me for today. Wow, what a trade. I feel so grateful to have all of those new Hoyas in my collection. Like I'm just smiling from ear to ear. I'm so excited to grow them. So Simran, thank you so, so much. I appreciate you trading with me, and I'm so excited to have some of your Hoyas in my home. If you guys are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you are not, thank you for coming back. I do appreciate my little planty community so much. If this is something that you liked, please consider hitting that like button down below. Leave me a comment. Let me know any tips or tricks you have for any of my Hoyas, and let me know which one's sun stress, if you know, because I love sun stressing Hoyas. If you're not subscribed yet, I would love it if you would consider hitting that subscribe button. If you hit the bell, YouTube will notify you anytime that I post an upload. And I think that's it for me for today. So thank you guys so, so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!